We were discussing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
question of that,
Right.
what comes first.
Right. So I would say in high-tech high, they tend to start with passions, teacher passions and student passions. That was my own approach, actually, early on. The standards movement in the US, just like the UK, has gotten much more intense. The exam pressure has gotten more intense in the US. So in the EL schools, we usually ask teachers to start by looking at their standards, looking at the things that are required for their curriculum, and then build from there so that you make sure that your projects are at the heart of what you have to work on. And I wouldn't say cover, because I would really say we want to uncover, not cover.
Right.
But I would say that you prioritize your standards, you prioritize the curriculum to see what are the most important concepts in the maths, in the history, in the science, in the literature that you need to hit. And then you make sure that the project is being built on that foundation so that the project doesn't become something outside or extra after your work is done. It's the heart of your work. But then you connect that to something that will build some passion for kids. So Austin's Butterfly is a great example. Austin didn't work hard on those drafts just because he had classmates who supported him. Because that's a short video, the whole story of the project isn't clear. But those kids were producing cards, note cards, with butterflies on them, drawing on the front and information on the back, to be sold across the state of Idaho in the US to raise money to save butterfly habitats. So number one, Austin knew that his card would be part of a box set with his classmates' cards, and that people would stop on the highway at a rest stop and it would be sold, and it would be raising money to help the environment. And so not only would his work be public, but it would be contributing to some public good. It really mattered that it be good. It really mattered that it not be his first draft, that it be something that, because if people across the state were going to use that as an identifying piece to be able to recognize a western tiger swallowtail, it had to look like one. And so there was a purpose that he knew from the beginning. His work really mattered. So the so what is answered for him in the first moment of what they're doing.
And where do you stand on, high-tech high do almost all interdisciplinary projects? Do you, sometimes we encourage teachers to start small. You might just want to do a single disciplinary. Would that be your advice to teachers?
I am much more obsessed with quality than with scope. So I think in project-based learning, sometimes teachers and schools take on too much too quickly without worrying about quality. And I would much rather see a teacher do a very small project in her classroom with no collaboration at first, and have it be brilliant in quality, so that the kids think, oh my God, this is better than we thought we could do. And their parents think, I can't believe my kids did that. Even if it's tiny. I mean, one of the beauties of the Austin's Butterfly example is that it's not something giant. It's just a drawing of a butterfly, but it's beautifully done. So I think we need to obsess about quality, not about scope. But I do think, to some degree, every project is a little bit interdisciplinary. At a primary level, it might not take collaboration, because it might happen all in one classroom. On a secondary level, it might be all within the history classroom or the English classroom. But it's always going to be a bit interdisciplinary, I think, because it's going to bring in the presentation and communication skills that are somewhat artistic, I think. And if it's historical, it's going to bring in English skills. If it's scientific, you're still communicating it through some media that's going to be artistic in its presentation. So, but it doesn't necessarily have to entail a big collaboration of teachers in the school that might be hard to organize. Starting small is great.